Hello, everybody. Greetings, greetings. I really wasn't planning to record today, but when the spirit hits, record, right? So that's what I'm doing. Um, I got a package today, but before I show you my package, I do want to say hello, hello, and welcome. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for checking back with me from time to time. I'm Janine, folks, and this is Get the Pen. Get the pen where we get the pen, or we get the mic, or whatever mode of communication you prefer. Today, I want to shout out. I was at an event today. The Permission to Day, and I was a vendor. I had a book table, and a couple of things happened while I was there. One of the things was I bought this gratitude journal that I just want to shout out. The young lady whose nonprofit, I believe, published or printed this. I'll put her information like in the comments or something. But that's a quick shout out, kind of impromptu. She has no idea that I'm shouting her out, and I'm looking forward to the gratitude journal and writing in it because I'm all about gratitude because I do know the power of gratitude. I'm gonna read a couple quotes. The real gift of gratitude is that the more grateful you are, the more present you become. So keep that in mind. Gratitude is a powerful process for shifting your energy and bringing more of what you want into your life. Be grateful for what you already have, and you will attract more good things. And that's from Rhonda Byrne, uh, made famous by her video movie book The Secret, which you probably know. The Secret, The Power. I think there was one, The Magic, and all that. Shouting her out for that quote, and you know, be grateful. And right now, I'm grateful for this package that just came, and this is my Grief to Growth coloring books. I might have told you about them, but I was just excited about sharing them with you. So I ordered a box of those, but you can order yours on Amazon.com. If you go to Amazon.com and type in Janine Folks Grief to Growth, you can purchase your own. And I'm just so excited and so proud of this. This was one of those things where I thought of it, and within a week, I had it on Amazon. I put it together. Um, and I'm just excited and I'm so happy about the way it turned out. Legacy Keeper, Keep Living, Tapestry, Beauty, and then opposite of each coloring page, I have like some inspirational words. This is about crying, and I had done a presentation before on tears called "Don't Forbid My Tears." So I have a stack. I have quite a few, but order your own on Amazon.com. And then also, I thought the Grief Files needed a makeover. So, redid the cover, same content, same pages on the inside, but just a different look. Yellow on the back, ain't that cute? Updated my picture and just updated some things um, in the book and just made it a little more attractive. And whoever said don't judge a book by its cover, they lied because people do judge books by the cover. There was one book cover that I changed. I never sold it. I mean, it was out there, but nobody bought it. And then as soon as I changed the cover and put my picture on it, the publicist that I work with, she told me, she said, put your picture on it. I did that, and then they started selling. So don't listen to that. People do judge books by the cover, and they judge you too by your outer appearance, even though that's not everything, but people do, that's the first impression. So it is important how we look. And let me pull this out. Usually, before I read out, I talk about a little something. And there's so many things going through my head right now that sometimes it's just hard for me to choose one thing to talk about. And even though I say I'm only going to talk 10 or 15 minutes, then I end up going over. And I'm really trying hard not to do that, even though sometimes I can't help it. But like I said, I was at an event earlier today and ran into some people. A lady that I sat next to, not the lady I bought the journal from, but another lady who also had written a book. When she saw my books and saw my name, she said, "Folks, Do you know Cynthia, folks? And that was my auntie who passed, Miss Cynthia Miles, formerly Cynthia, folks, but her married name is Cynthia Miles. She's the mother of 8 of my cousins and then their children. But she is was a wonderful, amazing woman and influence on many, many lives. So I ran into her roommate. We sat together the whole time and didn't realize until the end that she said my auntie was her roommate. And so I helped her load up her books back in the car and made a friend. We took a selfie or ussy and just made her day and made my day. And it's always an honor to represent my family well. I always want to make them proud. My auntie Cynthia was always proud of me, and it's an honor to represent her well and even to meet one of her friends, which I did today. And one thing I love about pop-up events is that you run into so many people who are so creative and so courageous, because it takes a lot of courage to take an idea and then run with it, create products or put services together, and then put yourself out there in front of the world to present what you have created or what you have put together, whether it's jewelry, whether it's a book that you wrote, or whether it is clothing, items that you have customized and decorated that you want to go out and sell, or whether it's financial services, life insurance, whatever your business is. And I applaud anyone who is courageous enough to pay for a vendor table, pack up their stuff, load up, and go sit at the table, unload their stuff, and present it to the community. So bravo. And that's the jewelry. You might see me wearing this a lot because I bought this at a art fair. And man, anything that is kind of handcrafted or comes from a creative person, I'm all for that, and I like to support those kind of things. So we're at 7 minutes. I'm going to get into the book, and my brain is like, ugh. So I'll save some for next time. So that just means you have to come back. Okay, with the end in mind. Now I could go a lot of ways with this, because years ago when I was working at the newspaper, my manager at the time had us to read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, because he wanted to teach us principles of being successful. And I was working in sales at the time. So when you work in sales, your mind has to work a certain way, because your livelihood actually depends on your mindset and how you approach people and how you do business. So one of the lessons in Stephen Covey's book was with the end in mind. So I'm just going to try to read this real quick, and we're going to wrap it up. And then I'll see you next time with something else that pops into my head. When I read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, one of the habits that stuck out to me was habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. This habit has to do with thinking about the end of your life and letting that impact the way you live each day. What will you be remembered by? Are you living to impact the image or legacy that you'll leave behind? Are you living like you want to go to heaven? Many of us avoid thinking about the end of life as if thinking about death will make it happen. Sometimes we don't want to think about it, but sometimes it's not a bad idea, especially when you're thinking about your legacy or even planning for your children and your grandchildren, or whoever you are leaving your legacy to. Very often, intense fear is associated with death. We need to not dwell on thoughts of death, but we do need to consider it. Instead of looking at it as the end, look at it as a new beginning. As a hospice chaplain, I spend a lot of time with dying people. Although I may see many sad situations, dying people have taught me more about life than I could ever learn in any classroom. They teach me how to live. They remind me that one day I too will die, and as long as I'm alive and able, I should appreciate and love God and people and use my gifts and take care of my business and myself and enjoy as much of my life as I can. The dying give real meaning to the phrase maximize the moment. The dying realize that their moments are limited, but we who are alive should also live like ours are limited. We should do our best to fulfill our destiny and purpose and not waste time. Don't be afraid of the future. Embrace it. After, alter it if you can. Trust that God will be providential in it. Death is sad to the living and grief is bitter, but that's what gives me hope and is when a dying person has peace with God that is beyond our understanding and is looking forward to their encounter with our maker. While their loved ones try to hold on to them, they're eager to be released from their suffering and fly away to glory. There is something different about the death of the godly. In the book of Numbers, the prophet Balaam recognized this. In verse 10, he says, "Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my end be like this." Death is inevitable. We have no choice about that. However, we can choose whether we die like the godly or the ungodly. Which do you choose? Are you living with the end in mind? Are you being highly effective as a person for the world, for your legacy, for those who are watching you, for those who are in your sphere of influence? So check out the Grief Files. That's one of many. And also check out Grief to Growth. You can also visit getthepen.net to learn more, or go to my Amazon.com author page to see all the titles that I have. I'm at 15 now with the new coloring book added. But I just want to encourage you to go for it, to follow your dreams. You don't have to wait till things are perfect. You can perfect as you go. You can get it right. You can tweak. You can improve on it. But do something. Get started. Go, 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 go. God bless you. And let's get the pen.